Have you ever finished a meal with eggs and felt a little off? Maybe your stomach felt heavier than it should, or you noticed some bloating or discomfort you couldn't quite explain. If so, you're not alone. As we get older, our digestion changes, and some food combinations that never bothered us before can suddenly leave us feeling less than our best. Eggs are a fantastic source of protein and nutrients, something many of us rely on for easy, healthy meals. But here's the thing, what we pair them with matters more than we might think. Some foods, when eaten with eggs, can slow down digestion, make nutrients harder to absorb, or even lead to that sluggish, uncomfortable feeling we all want to avoid. That's why today, we're going to talk about 5 foods you should avoid combining with eggs for better digestion and long-term health. These aren't strict rules, of course, everyone's body is different, but if you've noticed some tummy troubles after certain meals, this might just help you figure out why. Now, let's start with the first food you might want to rethink pairing with your morning scramble or omelet: dairy. You've probably heard that eggs and cheese go together like, well, eggs and cheese. And yes, they're a classic combo. But here's the catch, both eggs and dairy are high in protein, and when you eat them together, your stomach has to work extra hard to break them down. For some of us, especially as we age, that can mean slower digestion, bloating, or even mild indigestion. Think about it. Have you ever had a cheesy omelet and then felt like you needed a nap afterward? That heavy, sluggish feeling might not just be from eating a big meal. It could be your body struggling to process 2 dense protein sources at once. Now, this doesn't mean you can never have cheese with your eggs. Moderation is key. But if you've noticed discomfort, try swapping out the cheese for some sautéed veggies or avocado instead. You might be surprised how much lighter you feel. Next up is another food that might surprise you: bananas. Now, I know what you're thinking, bananas are healthy. And you're absolutely right. But when eaten with eggs, they can create a bit of a traffic jam in your digestive system. Eggs are packed with protein, while bananas are higher in carbohydrates, especially natural sugars. When you mix the two, your body has to prioritize breaking down one before the other, which can slow everything down. Ever had a banana smoothie with a hard-boiled egg on the side and then felt a little stuck? That's your digestion working harder than it needs to. Instead, try pairing your eggs with a lower sugar fruit, like berries, or better yet, some leafy greens. The fiber in greens actually helps your body process the protein in eggs more efficiently, keeping things moving smoothly. And that brings us to our third food to be mindful of: processed meats. Bacon and eggs, the classic duo. But here's the thing, processed meats like bacon, sausage, and ham are often high in sodium and preservatives, which can be tough on digestion, especially as we get older. When you combine them with eggs, you are loading up on heavy proteins and fats, which can leave you feeling sluggish and bloated. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up your favorite breakfast entirely, but if you've noticed that bacon and eggs leave you feeling weighed down, try swapping processed meats for a lighter option, like grilled chicken or even a handful of nuts for some crunch. Your stomach will thank you. So far, we've talked about dairy, bananas, and processed meats, 3 foods that might not be the best partners for your eggs if you want to keep your digestion smooth and your energy up. But there are a couple more surprising combinations we should talk about, and that's exactly what we'll do next. Now, let's talk about a food that might seem like a healthy choice with eggs but could actually be causing some digestive trouble: citrus fruits. You've probably heard that vitamin C helps with iron absorption, so it makes sense to think that squeezing some orange juice over your scrambled eggs or adding grapefruit to your breakfast plate would be a good idea. And in some ways, it is. Vitamin C is great for your immune system. But here's the catch, citrus fruits are highly acidic, and eggs are already a rich, dense protein. When you mix the two, the acidity can actually interfere with the digestion of the egg's protein, making it harder for your stomach to break everything down efficiently. Ever had eggs with a glass of orange juice and then felt a little queasy or bloated afterward? That could be why. Instead of citrus, try pairing your eggs with something gentler on digestion, like a handful of steamed spinach or a slice of whole grain toast. You'll still get plenty of nutrients, just without the discomfort. Now, the 5th and final food to be mindful of when eating eggs is one that might surprise you: sugary foods. I know, most of us aren't pouring syrup over our omelets or eating eggs with a side of cake, at least, not regularly. But even seemingly healthy sweeteners, like honey or maple syrup, can cause problems when mixed with eggs. Here's why: eggs are a slow-digesting protein, while sugar is absorbed quickly. When you eat them together, your body gets mixed signals. Should it focus on breaking down the protein or processing the sugar first? That confusion can lead to bloating, gas, or even a sudden energy crash after your meal. Think about it. Have you ever had a sweetened egg dish, like French toast with syrup, and then felt tired or uncomfortably full soon after? That's your digestion working overtime. Instead, try keeping your egg meals savory, or if you do want a little sweetness, opt for something naturally mild, like roasted sweet potatoes or caramelized onions. Now, before we move on, let's take a quick moment to recap what we've covered so far. We've talked about 5 foods that might not pair as well with eggs as we once thought: dairy, bananas, processed meats, citrus fruits, and sugary foods. If you've ever felt sluggish, bloated, or just off after an egg-based meal, one of these combinations could be the culprit. But here's the good news: once you're aware of these pairings, it's easy to make small tweaks that can make a big difference in how you feel. Instead of cheese, try avocado. Swap out bananas for berries. Choose grilled chicken over bacon. Skip the orange juice and opt for herbal tea. And keep the sugar to a minimum. These little changes can help your body digest eggs more easily, so you get all the nutritional benefits without the discomfort. And now, let's talk about what you should eat with eggs to make the most of their health benefits, because the right combinations can actually boost digestion and nutrient absorption. But we'll save that for the next part, where we'll dive into the best foods to pair with eggs for energy, gut health, and long-term wellness. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Now that we've covered which foods to avoid pairing with eggs, let's focus on the best companions for your eggs, foods that will help your digestion, boost nutrient absorption, and leave you feeling light and energized. Because here's the truth: when you combine eggs with the right ingredients, they become even more powerful for your health. First up, leafy greens. Spinach, kale, Swiss chard, these are absolute superstars when paired with eggs. Not only do they add fiber to keep things moving smoothly, but the iron in greens is better absorbed when eaten with the high-quality protein in eggs. Ever noticed how a spinach and mushroom omelet leaves you feeling satisfied but not sluggish? That's the magic of this combination. The greens help balance the richness of the eggs, making digestion a breeze. Next, let's talk about healthy fats like avocado or olive oil. Unlike processed fats, like butter or bacon grease, these fats actually help your body absorb the fat-soluble vitamins in eggs, like vitamin D and vitamin E, more efficiently. Plus, they add a creamy texture that makes your meal more satisfying without weighing you down. Try scrambling your eggs in a bit of olive oil and topping them with sliced avocado. You'll notice the difference in how you feel afterward. Another great pairing? Whole grains. Now, I'm not talking about sugary toast or processed muffins. Think whole grain bread, quinoa, or even brown rice. The fiber in whole grains helps slow down digestion just enough to keep your blood sugar stable, so you avoid that mid-morning crash. A slice of whole grain toast with your eggs is a far better choice than white bread or pastries. And let's not forget herbs and spices. Turmeric, black pepper, parsley, and even a pinch of cayenne can do wonders. Turmeric, for example, has anti-inflammatory properties that complement the nutrients in eggs, while black pepper helps boost absorption. A sprinkle of these can turn a simple dish into a digestion-friendly powerhouse. Finally, hydration matters just as much as food pairings. Drinking water or herbal tea with your eggs helps your body process everything smoothly, while coffee or alcohol, common breakfast drinks for some, can actually dehydrate you and slow digestion. Try swapping your morning coffee for a cup of warm lemon water or ginger tea. You might be surprised how much better you feel. So, let's bring it all together. Eggs are a fantastic food, especially as we age. They're packed with protein, vitamins, and minerals that support muscle health, brain function, and energy. But what you eat with them makes all the difference. Avoid pairing them with dairy, bananas, processed meats, citrus, and sugary foods if you want to prevent bloating and sluggishness. Instead, reach for leafy greens, healthy fats, whole grains, and digestion-boosting herbs. Remember, small changes can lead to big improvements in how you feel every day. You don't have to overhaul your diet overnight. Just try 1 or 2 of these tweaks and see how your body responds. And if you've already noticed a difference after adjusting some of your egg pairings, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more simple, practical tips to feel your best at any age. Here's to happy digestion, great energy, and enjoying every bite without regret. Cheers to your health, you've earned it.